2, 1. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to THESPIANWERX with Anthony Velvet Hall. I am your host, and once again, I have the pleasure of trying to entertain you people with some really good conversation with some really good people. As I've said, all the world is a stage, but not everybody plays the same thing on the same stage. So I give actors, wrestlers, community leaders, any and everybody with a voice or something to say, an opportunity to come up here and speak their piece. So with that, I am going to bring on tonight's guest. Yes, this is somebody I have a lot of respect for, somebody I've definitely been wanting to interview. And here he is.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This man right here needs like absolutely no introduction. If there is an award to be won in Atlanta, he's pretty much won it. If he hasn't, he's been in the running, like a very close second or something like that. And it's my honor and my privilege to be able to sit up here and talk to this man and pick his brain and ask him many questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the multi-talented, history-making, award-winning actor, content creator, and almost any other thing you want to put next to him, the one and only Tobie. I'm sorry, Tony. I called you
That's
Tony.
okay.
Tobie
Famusipe. Yeah.
How's it going, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. You were so close to getting my last name right. Well, you were the closest one.
It's Famusipe, right?
There you go, my man.
Boom.
There you
Got
go.
it.
There
You know what's the crazy thing? I know the last time I saw you, we were at the PVIFF, Peachtree Village International Film Festival last year, and we were talking, and I had my camera, and I was walking up to you, and I introduced you, and the cool thing, you were like, yeah, you are one of the few people who actually know how to say my name. That was cool.
Yes, and guess what? It still stands.
Absolutely.
It still stands. Yep.
I'll take that any day. Day, brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How you been, man? How have you been?
I've been doing great. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, despite all the craziness that's been going on this year with COVID and everything.
Right.
I'm just so grateful to God that God is still looking out for me and looking out for people close around me. I've just been doing a lot of writing. I've been working behind the scenes, and I just completed 2 films about back-to-back between August and October, two feature films where I was actually a producer. I did more producing than being in front of the camera. I did have 1, maybe 2 scenes in both films. So I've been busy working behind the scenes with that and just trying to keep everything together. And I'm just grateful to be where I'm at right now.
Absolutely. Now, Toby, you are a native of Nigeria, correct?
Yes, correct. I was born here,
okay.
But raised in Nigeria. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was born here, but raised in Lagos, Nigeria. I was born in Washington, D.C. And left the United States when I was 7. When I was 7 years old, and lived in Nigeria for about 11 years, and then came back to the States when I was 19.
Okay.
And then lived in New York.
Nice.
I lived in New York for quite some time. Lived in Brooklyn, lived in the Bronx, and then moved to Jersey. Then lived in Jersey for a minute. Yep, Jersey, baby. Went to Jersey, went to college in New Jersey, went to Seton Hall University for my undergrad. And then after graduation, I left Jersey, moved to Ohio. Yep, and I'm a Buckeye too, so that's where the Buckeye comes from. And still a Giants fan, also. I always take the Giants with me everywhere I go. Memory serves me correctly, I think you're a Giants fan too, right? Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. So lived in Ohio for a little bit, and then I'm a Buckeye too, and then moved to Georgia about 14 years ago. So, and that's where I am today. I rebooted my acting career about maybe 6 years ago now. 6 years ago.
Nice.
Acting school for about 3 years. Didn't do any film or anything, because I spent the first 3 years to focus on building my craft as an actor. You know, you never stop learning as an actor. You never stop learning.
That's so true. So very true.
You never stop learning. Even the great ones don't stop. The A-list actors don't stop. They have to learn their scenes. They have to, you know, mimic people or study illnesses or study doctors, you know, and stuff like that. So you never stop learning. But I wanted to focus on harness the craft and gift that I have so that I can do something with it when I finish, you know, and I'm still
right.
Which is probably what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to take some more training classes because I noticed a lot of our actors, some of them you already know, like, you know, like Natia, you know, she does a lot the Chubbuck technique with, ironically, one of my old coaches, acting coaches with Jonna Johnson. That's just an example. So I know next year, that's what I'm going to be doing next year, outside of filming next year.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Pretty cool, man. Yep. So, as a young man, what were your what were your favorite television shows growing up?
Favorite television shows growing up was the $6 Million Man. $6 Million Man. I don't know if you remember $6 Million Man back in the day.
I do.
Star Wars. Okay. Star Wars. It was Star Wars. Space 1999. Bruce Lee. James Bond. You know, Bruce Lee, James Bond, and you know, The Cosby Show. Cause yeah, we used to watch The Cosby Show in Nigeria too. You know, A Different World. You know, and I used to fantasize that one day after high school that I was going to come back to the States. I was going to come back home and, you know, try to get mixed into that life. You know, because I used to fantasize as a kid watching The Cosby Show or watching A Different World. You know, and I say like, okay, one day I'm going to experience that college life, being in the midst of coming back to the States and stuff. So those are my favorite shows. Long list, but those are the shows I enjoyed watching. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. And it's cool that you are somebody who has sought and attained higher education. I myself have gone to college twice. Actually, am in school now pursuing an MBA. So, speaking on that, I would like to know. There's been a lot of talk about college and if some people actually need it to succeed, or if it's necessary or if it isn't necessary. As somebody who has been to college, and not only that, somebody who has succeeded in the world post college, do you feel that your college education was beneficial to you?
Yes, and I can give you one example. I have friends and family who still pick with me today that you know this old cliche that he talk all proper and stuff. Why he talking all proper? I said because I went to college. Because I went to college. That's why I'm talking proper. I'm articulate because I went to college. I read books. I write. And also college is also essential because if your passion doesn't work out right away, you have something. You can use your college education to fall back on something, on something, whatever you want to look for. Like, for example, my day job, because at the end of the day, I still have to pay for all this. I still have to pay my bills, right? My day job, I'm an engineer. I'm a business process engineer. I work in IT. And I've been working in IT for 20 years, quite as it's kept. So people don't understand, what am I doing? How you doing this? How you doing that? But I said, I work in IT, so application development, software development. That's what helps me pay my bills. But once I'm off the clock, then I go back and pursue my passion. See, college has given me that opportunity to do that. It's about, when you said you have starving actors, starving artists, I thank God that I'm not one of them.
Right.
Because I can still survive if I can't get I can survive. Thank goodness for education.
Right.
So it doesn't work for everybody. It works for some people. It works for some people, and it doesn't work for some people. So it's kind of evens out. But it worked for me, and I'm grateful for that. That I can still use my money that I use from my 9 to 5 to chase my dream.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I
Education
totally
is
agree with
important.
that, man.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who,
Yep.
like I said, I've gone to college and it's something that I fall back on. I've got an associate's degree, I've got a bachelor's degree. I'm trying to shoot for my MBA, still going for it, still pursuing passion. And beyond
Mm-hmm.
just going for degrees, I'm shooting for certifications as well. So I
Right.
personally understand what it's like to have those kind of degrees and those kind of certifications. And this is not a knock on people who have succeeded in the world without education, but
Right.
as somebody who has an education, I totally agree with everything you just said, that having an education is very, very important to anything
Mm-hmm.
that you do.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And of course, I come from a culture where education is embedded in our culture, in our society, in Nigeria. It is literally law for you to go to college. It's law. It's almost law in every family. In every family, doesn't matter what tribe in Nigeria you're from or whatever. It is like law. It is like it's part of the embedment of the family where you must go to college. They don't care what you do, but you're gonna go and you're gonna finish it. That's why, like Nigeria itself is one of the highly educated people in the world.
Absolutely.
70, I'll give you a statistic. 75% of doctors in the United States are Nigerians.
Wow.
That says a lot.
That
That's a
says a
statistic.
whole lot.
Right. 75% of doctors are Nigeria.
Awesome.
And now they're catching up with the Indians in the world of IT as well.
Mm-hmm.
So see, that trend right there tells you that education is embedded in our culture. So our children, we defer it to our children as well. I went to college. My dad went to college. My dad is a graduate from Howard. My grandfather went to school. So it runs in the family, on my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. So if you're from Nigeria, you don't have a choice. You're going to college. You're going to finish.
Right.
So you're going to college. So they don't care what you want to do after that, but you're going to college. You definitely going to college. So, and I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that. Some people, like you said, are successful, okay, without going to college. Bill Gates is a prime example. Prime example is Bill Gates. Didn't finish college. Look, everything right now is Microsoft. We use everything Microsoft is connected to everything. This is from a man who never went to college, who didn't finish college. That tells you right there. So, yeah. So, I'm grateful for where my life is now. I'm like, if I had my way, if I had a shot, if I had the time, not way, but if I had the time, I would like to pursue a PhD. When you get the bachelor's, you get the double bachelor's, you get the MBA. Why not just go for broke, get the PhD? But the thing right now is I don't have the time to do it. I'd like to do it one day, but I don't have the time to do it right. So, yep.
Right. I know you're super busy. I know you are super busy. Now, you just spoke about college, and as anybody who's been to college knows, college is not just an opportunity to be an adult or fulfill the true beauty of your adulthood, but it's also an opportunity for self-discovery in a whole lot of ways. Having attended college during your college years, what was the one thing you truly discovered about yourself after college or during your college years that you did not know about yourself before you started college?
That I can act. It's that simple. That I can act. That I can be an actor.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
It's that simple. Wait a minute. I can actually do this. This is actually possible. After I graduated from college, I'm like, all this time I didn't even know that I had it. It's amazing. You might get involved in certain things and that light bulb turns on.
Right.
That light bulb turns on, like, wait a minute, I can do this? Seriously? So, and I'm a firm believer that when we're born, God has put a gift in each and every one of us. Some of us find it very early in our lives. Some of us find it in our midlife. Some of us find it in the later years. But the most important thing is you found it. I'm a firm believer that God has given us a gift. There's a gift in each and every one of us. Some of us know it, and some of us don't know. And when we do know, it's like a light bulb. It turns on. So acting, to answer your question, acting, I didn't even know. I didn't know it was in me till like when I moved to Ohio. I was involved in a couple of stage plays, I think for like 2 or 3 years in a row. What was it called? A stage play called Black Nativity. I don't know if you've ever heard of Black Nativity before. Black Nativity is something around Christmas. Yeah. Right. I was involved in a big production for 3 straight years. That was when it really hit me like, okay, I can do this. I can really, really do this. Then I had a job offer that moved me from Columbus, Ohio to Georgia. So a couple years in Georgia, that's when I started to harness my craft. Once I got settled in Atlanta, I harnessed my craft. I went to acting school. And then that's when I started to realize, and my coaches were telling me, you have it. Yes, you do. You have it. Harness my craft, and that's what got me to where I am right now. So to answer your question, it was acting. It was acting. And now I'm writing now. I'm a writer now. And I write my own projects now. I write my own content now, and I produce my own content. So I'm really grateful for that. I mean, these are things that God was really, because I'm a firm believer in the Lord. God was revealing to me as I've gotten older now. Right. So I really feel like, my birthday is in 2 days. So I really feel like now God is about to start my life. I'm really excited about the second half of my life right now. And God's really about to really do some things for me. So I'm just right now, like I said in the beginning of our show, beginning of your show, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful.
Awesome. That is so good to hear, man. That is so good to hear. Now, you talked about being multi-talented as far as being an actor and writing and producing your own content and everything. You have won a multitude of awards. If I'm not mistaken, you've won something from the Peachtree Village International Festival before. You've also won the Rice Award, and most recently, you were awarded a great award. Now, personally, I've never even heard of an award like this, but if anybody deserves to win it, it will definitely be you. You recently won an award at the Black I Am Awards. So please enlighten me on how did it feel to win the Multi-Talented Achievement Award at the Black I Am Awards?
Oh my God, Anthony, I didn't see that coming. About a month or 2 ago, like any other Sunday evening, it's football Sunday, I was watching football and I got this inbox from Dr. Angela Harris. And I've known her, we've done some work with her before. And she said, Toby, we've been watching you, me and my team, we've been watching you for quite some time. And, we would like to actually give you this award for Multi-Talented. We saw what you did with Atlanta Takedown. And I know you're working on something really big right now, and you've done some producing and you've done some writing, that is a triple threat. And we would like to award you with this award so the world can see that you are multi-talented and you can share your gifts with other people. We notice that you bring people, you try to help other actors and even producers or even the crew, you try to give them work. Either it pays or not. This is what she was telling me. Either they pay or not. But you try to get the community engaged in what you're doing. And you're letting people see your gift. And I was like, are you talking to the right person? Are you talking to the right person? So I was like, okay, yes, ma'am. When God gives you something, you better take it. And the Lord blessed me with it, and I was really honored. I was humbled. I mean, I'm still humbled. I'm still humbled now. I said another another trophy or another trophy. That's my trophy case right now. I mean, they're coming, and I'm thanking God. Like, God, thank you. If I'm getting awards at this stage, when the breakthrough does come, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to handle it, but I will embrace whatever the Lord gives me. You know, yeah, I'm just grateful, brother. Just grateful, and I thank God for everybody, people recognizing my work. I'm really grateful for that. That my work is being recognized. Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome, man. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I know now we talked earlier about Nigeria and you being from Nigeria. I don't know how much talk there is about this as of late, but this is something the End SARS movement. Now this is something that has united the world. For those of you who don't know, End SARS is a decentralized social movement and a series of mass protests against police brutality in Nigeria. Now, the slogan calls for the disbanding of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, which SARS stands for, which is a notorious unit of the Nigerian police with a long record of abuses. Now, there have been protests in the United Kingdom, in the United States, in Oceania, and beyond. When this really got to be something that the world started to hear about. You were somebody who was very vocal about SARS, and not only how SARS was something that people were hearing about, but how it affected you as a person. Um, as far removed as we are from you addressing what happened with SARS, from just a personal standpoint, how is your family and how you doing, brother?
My family, thank God, is doing okay. My family's doing okay. That whole incident happened in my family's neighborhood. It happened in my family's neighborhood. And SARS has been terrorizing. They basically go after the youth. You know, people from the ages of 18 to 25, 18 to 25 or 30, possibly and 30. SARS are supposed to be called Special Anti-Robbery Squad, but they were not serving the people. They were serving themselves. What they do, if you drive a nice car, they will pull you over and stop you. They'll either seize your car for no reason, or you give them money. If you have an iPhone, like this, if you have an iPhone, they take the iPhone from you and they say, where did you get the money to buy that phone? Or where did you find the money to buy this car? Which is none of their business. But they use their authority to intimidate youth. So they've been doing it for so many years. There's been peaceful protests along the way. And the president and the government, the federal government, they stated that they were going to disband SARS. Well, they never did. They never did disband SARS. What they did was they released some people from SARS and replaced them with different group of people, but still kept the title SARS. So until like sometime in September, somebody got shot in broad daylight. A young man got shot in broad daylight on the streets of Lagos. And that's what started everything. And then it got worse when multiple people in a different state in Nigeria, SARS killed about 2 or 3 people in broad daylight also. And that's what set off the firestorm across the country. Across all the 36 countries across all the 36 states that make up Nigeria, because Nigeria has 36 states and the federal capital, right? The federal capital. So there was like all the state capitals across the country. There was rioting, there was looting, It got to the point that the youth was not even afraid anymore. The youth started going after the police. They were going after SARS directly. They faced SARS head on. A lot of people died. And the epicenter of where everything occurred was in Lagos. Even though there was demonstrations across the country, the epicenter was in Lagos, and it happened to be in my family's neighborhood. I was terrified. I was terrified. I was calling my folks. I was calling my brothers, my sisters. I was sending them messages on WhatsApp. Like, okay, I need updates. What's going on? I even had my siblings check in every 2 hours. Every 1 to 2 hours. Check in. Just check in. Let me know where you at. What you doing? Let me know where you're at. What you doing? Are you okay? Don't be outside so late. Take it behind home and stay in the house, because it was happening actually in their area where you could actually hear gunshots. So the youth, they took it to SARS. They took it to them, and they started even beating up on SARS. They were really attacking the police. And then the president, instead of finding a different way to control the situation, what did he do? He dispatched the army. He dispatched the army. And I'm like, why is he dispatching the army? He's dispatched the army to help SARS. And that's when everything went run amok, run over the place. And the area where my siblings lived, you have to go through a gate. You got to pay a toll to go through where my siblings live. The military and SARS were there, and the protest people were coming in, and they opened fire, live ammunition. They opened fire, and they killed a lot of people. They killed a lot of people. Allegedly, they said it was 70 people, but it was more than 70 people that were killed. I mean, Anthony, I was watching, my siblings were sending horrific videos. I mean, it was like something straight out of a movie. I was literally watching people get killed. I was literally watching people die. And I was like, this is not a movie. This is real. I mean, the military and SARS was killing people. And then, I guess when the world jumped on the government of Nigeria, the president, the vice president jumped on the military, said this is like violation. This needs to stop. That was finally when the president of Nigeria finally said, pulled the military back and told SARS to stop. And then now they're talking about police reform. Police reform, and they're talking about that now. I think that they're finally taking it serious now. Now that SARS has finally gotten the world's attention, now the president of Nigeria is now taking it serious. So I think about the day in October when this happened, I actually I did a video live chat, I went live on Facebook. So because it was bothering me, it was affecting me, it was bothering me. I said, I don't go live that often. I rarely do. But when I do, it's important. It's serious. So I went and I had to explain to my followers, like, hey guys, this is what's going on. Please pray for my country. Pray for my people. For those of you who don't know what SARS is, what started this, I'll explain. Because it's important to educate your people, your friends, your followers. It's important to educate them so they know what's going on. So that was why I went live on Facebook, and it got a lot of attention. Right. More attention than what I expected. It was sad, but I'm glad they're finally doing something about it now. The Nigerian government is finally doing something about it now, so I'm really glad about that.
Yeah, man, that was that's something serious. I was looking, and I'd been on Twitter myself, just trying to get a little more information, because a lot of times you get more traction and more action from hashtags on Twitter than you do anywhere else. So what I did, I jumped on Twitter and I saw some of the inhumane things that you speak of. I looked, in one thing that I saw that was probably the most viewed video was a image of a young man who was being hung from the ceiling by his limbs with a chain or something, and he had a big boulder in the middle of his back. And I'm thinking, are you serious? This is actually happening? This is crazy. When you say it seems like something right out of a movie, trust me, man, everything you're talking about, that was
right.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that's happening. And to anybody out there, this is still an issue, and so I am somebody who was in full support of the End SARS hashtag, because these are not just police brutality issues, but these are inhumane acts that nobody anywhere should have to deal with at all. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
So trust me, I feel exactly where you're coming from.
I actually watched
so
many videos.
When we were at the Peachtree, it wasn't in 2019. Go ahead.
I actually watched so many videos where I literally saw people die. Anthony, I saw people die. This was not a movie. This was not. This was not a film. This is not play. I actually watched people die. The SARS, these guys, they don't wear uniforms. Okay, they don't wear uniforms. They in plain clothes. These guys come with guns. They come with guns, and they will beat up on people and shoot them in the head like animals. And then in retaliation, I saw youth. The youth, they went after some SARS officers. They beat this man. I know he died. They beat this man in retaliation because he was isolated. They isolated him away from his group. They beat this man to a pulp. And I saw this guy carried a huge brick or rock, and dropped it on his head. I said, no, he ain't going to make it. Nope, he's dead. And I said, they were going back and forth. And I'm like, whoa, this is real. I mean, some of the stuff I saw was so horrific, I couldn't even watch it no more.
Wow. That's something. That's something crazy, man. It's the world we live in is nuts, man. It really is, man. And I stay praying for the people, in the motherland. No doubt about that. Definitely got to do it. Definitely have to do it. So, Toby, with all that you've accomplished and everything that that you're working on and everything, what is next for you?
What's next for me? We are working on an exciting short film called Six Shots. Six Shots is going to be a 2-part project. We're going to do the short film. We're going to try to see if we can shoot the short film between now and January. Which, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it out there right now. You got a role in it. We just have to figure out where we're going to put you. Okay? So we're going to shoot Six Shots first, and then the short film, and then we're going to shoot the pilot at some point next year. So that's one. And then we have we have 2 or probably 3 other projects that we're going to film as well. 3 other projects we're going to film. We have another feature film called The Dispute. I wrote that as well. The Dispute, Twice as Nice, and No Return. I have multiple projects that I've written that I'm going to try to shoot, money permitting. I'm going to try to shoot them all at some point next year. So I'm looking forward to 2021 being a very busy year for me as for filming. Yeah.
Awesome. Very awesome to hear, man. So awesome to hear. Well, Toby, when I'm in your presence, it's always cool, man. Always cool to talk to you.
Likewise.
Always cool to just converse with you. Pick your brain. You're so knowledgeable. You are a very, very wonderful representative of all people, and not just the Nigerian people. You know, when I hear the words "Black I am," you know, you epitomize the very best in us, not just in the fact that you've achieved a lot, but the fact that even in the midst of your achievements, you're looking to continue to climb and climb and climb and get better and be greater and do things that none of us, you know, like we always want to do great things, but you are the very epitome of achievement and the simple fact that with all you've achieved, you are not satisfied and you're still working. It has been a pleasure to speak to you. It is
Likewise.
an honor
Thank
and a
you.
privilege to know you. I
Thank you.
really hope all this COVID stuff just goes away, or some director
Yeah.
thinks enough of you and I to put us on a set again so we can
Yes.
work together, brother.
Yes.
For real,
Yes,
man.
absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, you're probably going to get a call from me or somebody's going to call you about 6 shots. So, you know, we're just trying to get all the casting and everything, trying to get all that together, get the funding together and everything. So you're probably going to get a call. You're probably going to get a call. I mean, this is something that I've been wanting to do with you for quite some time. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, so I'm looking forward to it, man. And thank you for actually thinking about me to come on your show. I'm so grateful. And things like this, believe me, brother, I never take it for granted. I never take it for granted because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So I don't take everything I get, everything I receive from God for granted. And I can't tell you enough how grateful, Anthony, I am. I'm so grateful. Thank you for bringing me on your show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Toby. I'll be talking with you soon, my brother. I'll be talking with you very soon. All right, everybody. That right there is THESPIANWERX. Another episode in the bag. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for joining me as I talk to Tobie Famusipe. Tobie Famusipe. I'm sorry, Famusipe. Toby. Yeah, we're gonna work with Toby. All right. Hey, thank you everybody for joining me. This is THESPIANWERX, and I'll see you guys soon. All right.